Hello YouTubers, welcome back to my YouTube channel Freedom with Forex. My name is Al. I'm the mentor and the trader at Elite Capital. Today I got an exciting video. In this video I'm going to talk about is Forex market random. I will give you precise answer whether Forex market is random or not. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Without further ado, let's dig in. In order to find out whether Forex market is random or not, we have to understand how is this Forex market works, who is the participant in this market. Okay, so Forex market is a massive market. It is a $5.3 trillion market every single day. That is a mind-boggling number. I'm talking about 5.3 trillions of dollars every single day. That's $220 billion every single hour get traded in the Forex market. That is crazy amount of money. Okay, another thing we have to think about, who are the participants in this market. We have professional traders in the market, we have retail traders in the market. They trade in this market all the time. Okay, and the market is controlled by the central banks, the reserve banks around the country, around the world. Okay, the investment banks, the commercial banks, the big banks like JP Morgan, they have like $2.5 trillion under their management. Barclays, they have $1.1 trillion management under their wealth under their management. Bank of America, they have 2.3 trillions of dollars. Goldman Sachs, 900 plus billions dollars. Deutsche Bank, has got $1.5 trillion wealth under their management. So you see, there's a vast amount of money is actually managed by different investment banks around the world. Okay, so they are the big boys, they are the big players in the market. Okay, the Forex market get influenced by so many factors. As I said, the central bank is number one. They control the exchange rate of their own currencies. Okay, the another thing, Forex market is influenced by the oil price. If the oil prices goes up, a lot of currencies is directly impacted. Okay, if the oil price goes up, the Canadian dollar goes up, Japanese yen goes down. If the gold price goes up, the currency gets impacted. Okay, the house prices goes up in different countries, their currency get impacted as well. The world event like Brexit, we saw what happened back in 2016 to the British pound. It just collapsed. So this kind of event happens in the market, and this Forex market is influenced not only by this, a lot of other forces that normal people do not understand or they don't usually know. For example, I'll show you one chart here. Look at this chart. This is the biggest investment fund. Okay, sorry, the biggest pension fund, all right, retirement fund around the world. I want to show you how much money these people, this company has under their management. Look at this. This is American pension fund, Federal Old Age and Survivors Insurance Trust Fund. They have $2.7 trillion under their management. $2.7 trillion. Australian Super Fund, Australian National Superannuation Scheme, they have $2.5 plus trillion under their management. In Norway, one of the fund had $1 plus trillion. In Japan, the government pension fund, they have $1.1 trillion. And you can see these are all in billions of dollars figure. Now, let's think for a second. What do they do? In this pension fund, what do they do with their money? Let's say this Australian super fund, they have $2.5 trillion. All right. So what they do, they invest this amount of money, their clients' money. They invest in a different investment vehicle, investment instrument. Like they buy Australian shares, they buy American shares, they buy shares in Europe, in different parts of the world. All right, they buy companies, they buy properties, they do all sorts of investment thing with their money. Now let's think about it. This Australian superannuation fund, they want to invest, let's say, $10 billion, which is not a lot of money compared to what they have, but they decide to invest $10 billion in American share market. Let's say Nasdaq. They want to buy Nasdaq $10 billion. So 10 billion Australian dollar will get converted into American dollar, US dollar, because you have to convert the currency into US dollar. So that $10 billion, when it get converted back, that means they will buy American dollar and they will sell Australian dollar. All right. So when that happens, there will be a little bit of impact on the market. Maybe not too much, but at least they will have some sort of impact. Okay. Imagine all other investment company or all sorts of other pension fund, they are doing the same time or a short period of time. What is going to happen in that particular currency? It's gonna go crazy. It's gonna go 200 pips up, 300 pips up possibly. All right, and then or go down other way. So this happens in daily basis. All right, and this amount of money, when you're talking about, this are the amount of money get, when you look at the chart, the Forex chart, we see how the market actually moves around. It's only because big players, they're moving the market, they're creating a momentum. All right, they're trying to convert the currency from one to another. All right, the reason could be different. One reason could be they just want to buy shares in different country, or they want to invest in different currency in different country, or purely they want to trade the currency. We do not know what goes on behind the scene. All right, but whatever reason, it is reflected on the Forex chart, on the price action chart. Right, but if you look at the smaller time frame, hourly chart, 15-minute chart, 5-minute chart, the price goes all sorts of direction. You can see this price is just shooting up right now, and make no mistake, it will shoot down later on. This happens all the time. But Forex markets random, absolutely, it is very much random. It is like crazy. It's like a drunk people. They don't know what's going on, what they're doing. All right, but if it is random in terms of the short, small time frame. All right, if you look at the bigger time frame, the 4-hourly, the daily chart, especially the daily and weekly, you see there is some sort of discipline. There's some sort of indication of the original trend, original direction. And in that sense, Forex market is a lot more disciplined compared to the smaller time frame. So answering to the main question of this video, is Forex market random? It is very random, no doubt about it. But on the longer time frame, bigger time frame, it is much more in discipline. All right. So if you trade on the smaller time frame, shorter time frame, you expect to get a lot more volatile, lot more indecisive market. Right? If you look at the bigger time frame, 4-hourly, daily chart, you have a much more solid direction. However, even though you get solid direction in the daily chart or 4-hourly chart, it is still can be very tricky. Very tricky. It will still give you completely different indication of the direction. Is purely because this is how the market works. Okay. This is how the market works, and you have to understand the nature of this market. You have to figure out how this market behaves. If we do not understand the behavior of this market, it is super hard to trade this Forex market. All right, this is completely different than the share market. All right, share market is much smaller. Share market controlled by companies. It's got a local exchange. It's been monitored very heavily, so nothing really out of ordinary happened. But in Forex market, there's so much happens because so many players involved in the market, the big boys, the big players in the market, and they want to achieve their goals by doing all sorts of different things. Okay. Okay, so is Forex market random? Absolutely, keep that in mind. You have to be very vigilant, very focused. All right, but if you see the Forex market shooting up 100 pips or shooting down 100 pips, don't be alarmed, because it is part of the nature, it is part of the behavior. If you freak out because you stop loss is down by 100 pips, all right, if you get overjoyed, jumping out of the couch because you making 100 pips, that is not the way to do it. You have to have your emotion in check. You have to have your emotion control when it comes to the forex market, and expect this market to be very volatile, especially when we have London Open, or when the euro or US session crossover. Like that's a timing when the market's more volatile, especially in New York time as well. So anyway, I don't want to make this video too long. If you find this video helpful any sorts of way, please give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe this video please, and I'll catch you next video. Bye bye for now.